Yep. Definitely not annoyed. Definitely not irritated. This is the live stream. Hello, and welcome back to the JW Thoughts channel. I was streaming before, and then everything went cattywampus and sideways, and everything broke. So now I'm here talking to the void, talking to probably just myself. Who really knows? Who really knows about anything anymore? You know, no one really gets it. Let's get the music on, and we'll try to do this again. Boom. We're back. We're back. There's still some people. Solipsism confirmed. True. Well, I can confirm what Jesus is like. I saw him after I died and went to heaven. I only have 2 exclusive member videos. I've made a lot more than that. I used to do like a podcast. I would try and do it like once every 2 weeks. And then I uploaded, I think, for 3 months and didn't realize they weren't actually getting uploaded to YouTube. And it made me crash out so hard and be really, really annoyed. Because like half the stuff I was talking about was like current events and things like that, which were completely irrelevant anymore. And after that, I stopped doing the On the Couch with Wally thing. But now that you say that, I should probably get back to doing that again. So, that's actually a good reminder. Thank you, Piano Man Sam. You're a legend. What Bible figure did you interview while you died? Mephibosheth. And I asked him how to pronounce his name. He just spat at me and walked away. Guy's got a real terrible attitude. Okay, anyway, here we are. We're talking about... This is it. We're locking in now. Hey, Lance, what's going on? This study. So, I think I read the first part. If you guys haven't seen that video, then this might be mildly confusing to you. But I really liked the video. I thought it was interesting. I think one of the biggest points as far as where this study comes from is this section right here. The survey has been designed by a panel of international experts in religion in consultation with experts from the Office of Public Information at the world headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses. The fact that this is the case, and the fact that it was for a very limited time, and by the time the XJW community sort of caught wind of that, they said, oh, and you know, you contacted the person that was organizing it, Siobhan McAndrews. Oh, sorry, you know, we can't open up the study to include ex-Jehovah's Witnesses anymore, blah, 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 word salad. I think that this was targeted. Like, I cannot think of a situation where this isn't super specific to try and get them to look good. So, as we go through these questions, I guess I'll just leave it up to your mind. You can make your own dang choice. You don't have to listen to me. But the way I see it, I don't see any way that you can think this was something that just some random university decided to do out of the kindness of their hearts. Hey, Hannah. Hey, Chillin. Hey, Rowan. Chillin, I did get your email. Just didn't get a chance to respond to it yet, but I did get it. Thank you, Lane, for bringing Wally back. Lane is loved. I don't know what that means, but I agree. Okay, so let's go. Now, it does say that the survey is anonymous unless you choose to share your email address. This is something that I was a bit curious about. Hey, is it Kiana Lords? Kiana Lords? Is Kiana or Kiana? Ka or sa? Anyway, hello. This is something that I just kind of thought about. So if an elder is the one that emails this out to you, and you are just a scared little Jehovah's Witness, see on we? I don't know why YouTube decided to just censor that, but they did. Anyway, I saw it before YouTube censored it randomly. Oh, you maybe deleted it. Siani. Okay. Oh, no, it was a typo. Okay, God, I thought YouTube was censoring you, like, in real time. Siani, gotcha. Yeah, so if a person gets this from an elder, I can imagine a situation where they are going to think, is an elder going to be looking at this? I don't know. And glazing right over that, the fact that it says it's voluntary and anonymous. Maybe, welcome to Wally World, Piano Man Sam. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think the alert box is hidden. I'll put it back on top. Thank you, thank you, thank you. On the Couch with Wally podcast. Keep on the lookout. I could see them being super scared that they got this from an elder and thinking maybe elders are the ones that are seeing it, and that also affecting the results that they get from it. Because if this was a genuine study, a legitimate study done by a university, like, why wouldn't they just reach out to Jehovah's Witnesses themselves? You understand what I'm saying? So, anyway, that's just kind of how I see it. I still need to watch it at some point. Oh, the other video? Oh, okay. No worries. Well, we're going to read it now. Anyway, any details which can identify you will be removed from your answers as soon as possible. After you complete the survey, your survey answers will be combined with the answers from all participants in the research study. Hey, Joelle, we're back. Anyway, so this is all just like the normal stuff. If you do send an email to Siobhan McAndrews, she just might reply. And if you request to see the results of it, she just might add you to a list of people that they'll send it out to. If you choose to email her about your concerns as an ex-Jehovah's Witness about how this study might be severely biased, and kind of a what the heck are you actually going to do with this information? It seems like it's not actual academic. She just might reply. So I'm not telling you what to do with your time. I'm just a silly little guy. So let's get through this. This is just random bits of information. We'd like to ask you some questions about the place of religion and spirituality in your life. Please respond to each of the statements. My spirituality gives me a feeling of fulfillment. I maintain an inner awareness of Jehovah's presence in my life. So we're off on question 1, and I'm like, okay, so this was written by a Jehovah's Witness. Cool. Even when I experience problems, I can find a spiritual peace within. I try to strengthen my relationship with Jehovah. Maintaining my spirituality is a priority for me. Jehovah helps me to rise above my immediate circumstances. My spirituality helps me understand my life's purpose. I experience a deep friendship with Jehovah. I think everyone's going to say, I experience a deep friendship with Jehovah. Because when it comes to spirituality, Jehovah's Witnesses have no concept of what that is outside of the organization itself. If you guys want to like stop and yap about something, please, this stream is going to be chat participation centric. So I am locked in. I am reading chat. I'm here for it. So yeah, that's why there's no guests here, because that would have been difficult with 2 people, I reckon. Okay, this one is just nonsense. I don't believe in God. I don't know whether there is a God, and I don't believe there is any way to find out. I don't believe in a personal God. This is just if you only give this to Jehovah's Witnesses, like, I know God really exists, and I have no doubts about it. Now, if they do find in their results that there are people that say I find myself believing in God some of the time, but not at others, that would be wild. Why do the XJW community still address God with that name? I don't think that that's just a blanket sweep, like, statement that is applicable, Princess. Like, oh, I guess I could actually put you guys on screen. Hold on, let me get a chat box on screen. I don't know where. Uh-oh. Oh, no. We're going to have to add another thing on the screen. Hold on. We can do this. I'll just make myself a bit smaller, and then we'll add the chat box here. Widgets. Is it a widget? I think it's a widget. Spin the wheel. View counter. Where's the chat box thing? Huh? Media file. Media categories. Is it in a different thing? Widgets. I know it's in the other things, surely. Hey, Jemmy, how's it going? Chat box. Oh, there it is. I'm just silly. Ad source. Let's put you guys like here. Guess I'll put myself here. That works. I think that's a good place for chat. That's good enough. Hello, hello. The name is used in no other versions other than that one. Are you talking about specifically in the Greek scriptures? Then yeah, I think you might be pretty close to being right. Be warned, Wally. Tim and I are watching you on 3 screens, so all airs are on. Oh boy. Wait, you and okay. Wait. Anyway, we won't get. I'm in an alternative reality. What's going on? PS, use a VPN. Question mark? Oh, should I be using a VPN? Uh-oh. What have I done wrong, Techie Ben? Yeah, anyway, what I was saying, Princess, is other Bibles do definitely use Yahweh. Is this a JW survey? Yeah, this is the one that I made the video about the other day. Techie. Death Note reference? I actually haven't watched Death Note. Although, I'm not hacking Wally at this moment. Thank you. I appreciate that. If someone is hacking me and something goofy is happening on your guys' end, then just let me know, because that would be interesting. Anyway, which of the following statements closely describes your feelings about the Bible? The Bible is the actual word of God and is to be taken literally word for word. It's inspired, but not everything should be taken literally. Oh, private data. Yeah, there is a section at the beginning of it that's talking about their data, saying it's not going to be collected. I don't know how much I would trust that. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I feel like the Watchtower would be incentivized to actually know who was doing this and what their answers were. I would be nervous, even though they say they're not going to do anything nefarious like that. I sure wouldn't do it. My phone is glitching. Oh, sorry, Rowan. I know I do have it on low latency, so if your connection's not good, sometimes it gets a little buggier, but it helps me interact with chat a lot better. Okay, which of the following most closely describes how you became one of Jehovah's Witnesses? I have been part of Jehovah's Witnesses community since childhood. That's all of them. I was not raised as a witness, became one as an adult. Others prefer not to say. Even that question right there, like, why would it be as simplistic as that? I feel like a researcher would be more curious about, did you have other family members that were witnesses? This is like childhood, as an adult, other, you don't want to say. I don't know. Yeah, this is a really long survey, so I don't know how long we're going to stream this for, but we're just going to keep rocking it. What made you decide to explore the religion of Jehovah's Witnesses? I read the printed literature or saw the official website. Someone I had not met before visited my house. I guess we could we fill this out as we go? Oh, no, I don't think so. Some of these are pretty lost questions, but I guess since they're interviewing JWs, I probably would have thought they were questions back. They were great questions back then. Yeah, that's the thing, is sometimes you have to think about it from the JW perspective. I suppose that's a good heat check there, Sig, because if we don't put on the old JW hat, we might be missing it. Do you think they are so worried about how the followers are feeling that they are worried about losing followers? I think they are intimately aware of the state of the organization, and I feel like they would have to be incredibly thick in the head to not explore trying something new. I think all of their efforts that they're making are an attempt at trying something different. Samantha, Lanza, I'm just joining. Where's the survey at? Well, Samantha, Lanza, the survey is on screen. Ah, sweet. It's a Uni Sheffield UK survey. I'll check it out. Yeah, please do. I saw Jehovah's Witnesses use their public ministry and became curious. Oh, sorry. Did I forget where I was saying? Yeah, I do genuinely think that they are worried about losing people, and they are just throwing stuff against the wall at this point. For sure. This question's not that terribly scintillating. I've been binge watching North Korean videos all day, and I realized JWs and NKS kind of live the same lives. Yeah, that's fascinating. So on the second channel, I do want to start that I'm going to be uploading on fairly shortly. It's called Cult Deep Dives. That is something I'm going to be talking about for sure. Like, is the entire country of North Korea a cult? Because I went through a phase where I was binging North Korea videos as well, and they are truly fascinating. Arthur, how do you feel about JWs working as doctors and nurses? I guess it's fine as long as their beliefs don't interfere, but Watchtower has produced literature that says, in the past, I don't know what their current stance is, but they have produced stuff in the past that says if you are a doctor that you can't administer a blood transfusion. So we've now reached the, what is happening? Is this out of order? Huh? Okay, well, I know this thing's longer. Huh. Would you guys ever consider returning to the organization after discovering your truth? No. Yeah, that goes against the oath. Yeah, it seems like it would be problematic. Have you heard about the person killed because their witness doctor refused to give blood? That person from... Where was that? Was that in... I can't remember what country that was in. Yeah, I did hear about that. That was disgusting. Absolutely foul. Okay, becoming a witness, blah, blah. Let's see. And thinking back to the time when you became a witness, one of Jehovah's was, how much do you agree or disagree with the following? Wow, that the following describes your experience. Holy. I had to renounce my family to become one of Jehovah's Witnesses. It was my own decision to become one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses acted kindly, mainly to convert me. I had to show a lot of commitment before I could become one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses pressured me to be baptized. I left the Mormon church a little over 2 years ago. Beforehand, I visited the JWs a few times. I thought the Mormons were weird. It's hard enough to deconstruct from where I come from. Yeah, I guess we're kind of all in the same boat together. These questions are sending you? Yeah. I just found out that my brother and sister are Pimo. I'm so happy. Hey, congratulations. That's awesome. That is very cool. Very cool, very cool, very cool. I hope they find a soft landing. To what extent do you agree or not agree with the following statements describing studying the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses? I felt pressure to believe what the witnesses teach. I could share my doubts and ask questions of a Jehovah's Witness. That's the funny thing, is that Jehovah's Witnesses truly believe that they are asking questions and that they are addressing those questions. Like when they do their little interviews and all of that stuff, they're like, oh man, I just loved when the witnesses would come because they would answer all of my questions right there from the Bible. Even though if you ask them, and I studied with witnesses for like a year, if you ask them direct hard questions, the answer is always, and I mean always, well, we'll have to look into that. And then they just try and go around it. Well, you know, we'll have to cover that later. I've never really thought about that. If you ask them a real, genuine, honest question, nah. We all got verbal warnings at work after taking an anonymous survey. Really, Dan? That's hilarious. And now they're sending one out. How the organization has changed. Okay, I felt that Jehovah's Witnesses were trying to control me. I found Bible study made me a better person. Wow, I wonder how that's going to shake out. Religious identity. How strongly do you agree or disagree that being one of Jehovah's Witnesses is an important part of how you see yourself? That's kind of an interesting question, because it is, I always say it's like more of an identity than just a religion. Like that's a badge you wear. Even when you leave the organization, I mean, that's kind of why we're all here, is we still identify with that life that we lived. And now we're just deconstructing it all together. It's fun. Religious identity. How important is religion in your life? Very important, somewhat important, not too important, or not important at all. It's everything for them. People vary in degree of commitment to religion. Some have doubts or are less active, and others are highly engaged. On a scale of 1 to 5, where 1 is not committed at all, 3 is average, and 5 is highly committed, where would you place your commitment to being one of Jehovah's Witnesses? What is your stance on... Sorry, I'm reading comments. What is your stance on those guys being part of the New World Order? And what do you think about the rumors of Joseph Rutherford's wife being involved in the occult? I don't know that if someone's involved with a cult that's ancillary related to one of the presidents of the Watchtower from 100 years ago. I guess that's cool. Yep, I got that "we'll look into it" line when they try to convert me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, this song is annoying, so we must switch. He just keeps saying cow over and over again. We would like to ask some questions about your religious motivations. Please think about each of the statements carefully. Does the attitude or behavior described in the statement apply to you? My whole approach to life is based on my religion. My religion is important because it answers many questions about the meaning of life. I enjoy reading about my religion. What does that mean? It is important to me to spend time in private thought and prayer. What religion offers me most is comfort in times of trouble and sorrow. I pray mainly to gain relief and protection. I wonder what the heck they're throwing that old protection in there. Protection. That's an interesting thing for an outside independent researcher to make a correlation between prayer and protection. Huh. That's a weird one. Trending E, I left the Watchtower a few months ago, like from November 24th, but I walked quietly. Hey, congratulations. Congratulations. Only a few months ago. I hope you land on your feet. I go to the Kingdom Hall mainly because I enjoy seeing people I know there. Yeah, that's probably about right. Religious upbringing and practice. We would now ask you some questions about religion in your family. What was your mother's religion? Wonder how many of these are going to be have any variance. This is a question I would be very curious on the actual data behind. The survey is just like a Watchtower study. Need the paragraph and then give us the answer. Yeah, pretty much. Oh man, I keep trying to scroll over there. And your father's religion, same thing. Religious upbringing. When you were a child, how often did your mother attend religious services? Blah, blah, blah. Some cultures distinguish between immediate family, meaning your parents, spouse, and children who might live with you, and extended family, such as adult siblings, grandparents, aunts. Thinking about how your extended family, how many of them are also Jehovah's Witnesses? All of them? Most of them. Some of them, none of them, don't know, prefer to say. That's kind of broad. Wow, wait, this might be linked to Watchtower. They got more and more mainstream, but less and less progressive every day. No, so I don't know if you missed the very intro page to this techie is literally saying it was designed in consultation with the Watchtower's Public Information Department. The last video I uploaded talks about like the whole thing if you're curious enough. But yeah, I think that this was absolutely just designed by them. Yeah, like think about that. Like I don't know why more people haven't talked about it, but you have the organization who historically demonizes higher education, doesn't allow their people to go to university, and then they're going to work with them and then promote the study through their chain of command through the elders. Like, what kind of timeline are we living in where the Public Information Department, CESNR, and Sheffield University are all collaborating to do a survey of Jehovah's Witnesses. Holy moly. It's a timeline I'm enjoying. I really like just watching this thing blow up in their face. I think it's hilarious. Okay, what is your current relationship status? Cool. Religious upbringing and practice. What is your spouse religion? How has your spouse been baptized? People may practice a religion in different ways outside of attending meetings. How often do you read the Bible? This is something like that. Do they even say read the Bible every day? It used to be on their building, but the little watchtower thing in Brooklyn. But man, I don't ever hear them say you got to read the Bible every day. How often do you attend meetings for worship at Kingdom Hall or remotely on Zoom? Just found out 2 of my cousins are totally out. We can now have conversations. Congratulations. I didn't even know there was a public information department until I looked into the XJW community. Yeah, that's something, that whole Robert Hendricks era was something special. They were really trying to cook up something devious, but that whole thing blew up in their face. Hey, Jane. Hi, Wally. They did a survey to think how it can improve JW lifestyle and doctrines or trying to get rid of shunning. No, I don't think it. I mean, my opinion on it, if that's what you're asking, I think that this survey was done by Watchtower for Watchtower, and it's as simple as that. I think this was done to show actual academic studies of how the religion isn't so bad. And how often does your spouse or partner attend meetings? That's kind of interesting. So people that are... This is as bad as buying a Telly Award. Create your own survey for a university and pat yourself on the back for the answers. This is actually... I forgot about that. That was something that happened like right as I was leaving the organization. Wasn't that like 2016, 2015? I remember seeing them have an article on jw.org about a telly, and I looked into it and I was like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. Like, this is just actually an embarrassing organization to be a part of. Hey, Beverly, how's it going? Do you think they would be offended if I nailed a crucifix on the door of the Kingdom Hall like Luther did to the Catholic Church? I mean, that's vandalism, so I'm going to just say straight up, don't do that. Well, I think this survey will put out because they're going to be changing something later. What do you think they're going to be changing, Arthur? Like, specifically? Like, I hear you, and I understand, like... Can you guys even hear this music at all? Or do you guys like hearing it? Or is it just like an annoying little thing in the background? I can turn it up or down if you guys are hating it. What did you say, Jane? I missed it. Wally, in bedroom law questions. Hey, Wally, when you married, did you pray with your mate before sex? My sister and her elderly husband did? What? Oh, I think... Did YouTube delete that? Maybe YouTube deleted that and it's still on my thing. That's a crazy comm asking me if I prayed before sex. That's a wild thing to ask. I'm just going to throw that out there. What? The music is annoying? Okay, we have one person. We can hear it. It's good at the current volume. So we have one annoying. Brandy can't hear it at all. I like the music. Quiet else. Okay, so like where it's at. Praying before doing the deed is insane. Yeah, like what? Brandy, turn your hearing aid up. Sis, you should have been a detective. Okay, a lot of people can't even hear it. So maybe I just don't touch it. Some people are saying they can't even hear it. Some people are saying that they like it. So I think maybe we just leave it. Just don't touch it. Barely hear it. Can barely hear it, but it doesn't matter. I can't hear it. It's okay. Cannot hear it. Oh boy, we're sidebarring now. Praying must just Sarah. I wonder if there's any scientific data behind that. Maybe that's in the survey and we just haven't gotten that far yet. Did prayer make your sex life better? How was your orgasm after you prayed to God for Holy Spirit? Did he assist you with your orgasm? Oh my God. You can barely hear it. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Saying you can barely hear it is... A corporation masquerading as a religion and acting like a cult. The Watchtower's primary goal will always be profit. Yep, 100%. Put some Marilyn Manson on. Copyright. Okay, we have gotten completely sidebarred by music and Jane's question of praying before sex. This is we've gone off the rails. We're locking in. We're locking in. Yeah, well, if you now that we're here, so if you pray before sex, does that mean God's automatically watching you? Huh. Things to think about. How many children do you have under 18? Okay, this is just demographic stuff. Now thinking of your child, your eldest child, if you have more than one, is this okay? Demographic stuff. How often does a child attend meetings with you? I guess I just want to know if you're bringing their children to meetings with them. Some take time at home for the family or household to worship together as a group or for personal Bible study. How often do you usually take part in family worship or personal Bible study at home? Is this a crazy conversation? Yeah, Jane Spitfire really derailed the whole stream here for a bit, but we're back. We are so back. Well, Lou's still thinking about it, but most of us are back. Most of us are back. Oh, nope. Paradigm Dream Space is in Dream Space too. You're supposed to pray before a meal. Yeah, that's true. So I guess it depends on what you're eating if you're supposed to pray before a meal. I think that solves it. Jehovah's Witnesses do pray before sex because they're supposed to pray before a meal, but they're also not supposed to have oral sex. So I don't even know what we're trying to accomplish anymore. We're moving right along for family worship or personal study, from which you brought it up, Jane. Oh my God! Like, this is your fault. This is literally your fault. Don't put this on me. Oh, man. Okay. Let's lock it in, guys. Let's lock it in. Okay? This is for YouTube. We have to be structured. We have to be focused. We have to be professional. Okay? I could care less about family worship, but that honestly, like, how is a independent researcher going to be calling it for family worship or personal Bible study? Which of the following have you done in the last year? Read the Bible or Bible literature aloud, learned about Bible characters, acted out Bible events, used Bible maps, pictures. There's no way, there's absolutely 0% chance that this is done not by a Jehovah's Witness. If you are not a Jehovah's Witness, this is such a very particular thing to know about. Like, the things that people will do for their family worship evening. There's just no way. There's no way. I'm wholly unconvinced. Did you attend the most recent memorial of Christ's death? Like, what the heck? Like, what the heck? Okay, what volunteer role or roles in the organization of Jehovah's Witnesses do you have? Hey, Tammy. Watchtower is positioning themselves for court lawsuits, most likely. I agree. Using this survey will be evidence to provide, yep, 100%. I mean, not 100%, but at least in my mind, 100%. Are they trying to weed out the PMOs? That's like a good question. Yeah, I think it's something to think about. If I was a Jehovah's Witness, I know I would think twice about it. Like, wait, are they trying to hunt me down? I'm a regular, auxiliary, special pioneer, ministerial servant, elder, blah, blah, blah. Religious involvement. From this list, what initially attracted you to Jehovah's Witnesses? Please choose up to 3. Okay, guys, we can only choose 3 reasons. I wanted to learn more about the Bible. Can't choose that one. I was attracted to the logic of the main teachings. Well, that's not going to work. I was attracted to the clear moral guidelines. I wanted to make better life choices. Okay, we'll tick that box. We want to make better life choices, so we studied with the witnesses to know what not to do. I was attracted to the position of nonviolence. Okay, I can get around that. I had family who were witnesses. I wanted to be closer to God. I wanted to receive help during a difficult time in my life. That's the funniest thing is like, man, even if you are trying to get the most desperate people to join your religion because they're in a more vulnerable state, the sad thing is you're never actually going to give them help. You're never going to do anything for them. So people are vulnerable and desperate, and they come into your organization and get absolutely nothing for it. What a world. I wanted to receive material support from the witnesses. Yeah, I didn't get that either. I felt accepted by the Jehovah's Witnesses. I was attracted by the good-hearted qualities. See, a real question would be, who were you trying to marry in the organization? Because we all know that people that just come from the outside usually have a Jehovah's Witness that they're interested in marrying or dating, and so they start studying. Danielle, hello. I don't think I said hello to you. Religious involvement and efforts. Becoming one of Jehovah's Witnesses may have had impacts on you and your family life. We should have a reading voice. Thinking about your life now compared to before you became a baptized witness. How has becoming a baptized witness affected each of the following? Parenting, if you have a child. How family members get along with each other. Your feelings of anxiety or sadness. Your anger or getting into arguments. Spending time doing fun things with family and friends. Avoiding harmful habits such as smoking, alcohol, or use of drugs. How you manage working conditions, how you manage your income, your ability to live within your financial means. Cool. In your opinion, compared to the time before you became a baptized witness, how would you rate your current relationship? From prefer not to say to much worse to slightly worse to not good before and now no real change. Huh. Relationship with your parents. Uh-oh. Are we back? Oh boy, I think we're back. Yeah, this just makes everything worse. Relationships with your close family members, worse. Relationship with your other family members, worse. Close friends, worse. Acquaintances, worse. Relationships with those who have hurt or offended you in the past, worse. I just stopped. Relationships with those who have hurt or offended. Wow, yeah. Hey, Eric. How's it going? People choose to remain in a religion for different reasons. Eric said hi to you, and no one's going to say hi to Eric. I'm sorry, Eric. I'll say hi to you. People choose to remain in a religion for different reasons. From this list, what attracts you at present to Jehovah's Witnesses? So why would you remain there? Oh, it's the same ones as before. So why is someone going to stay a Jehovah's Witness? They have witnesses. They have family that are witnesses. Oh, look at all the hi Erics. Look at that. Look at that. Eric, I hope you feel welcome now. Now, don't ever be late again or no one's ever going to talk to you forever. I want to make better life. Yeah, these are all the same ones before. Cool. Which of the following schools have you ever attended? This is kind of interesting. Like, how many out there are... Wally, we listen to you? You guys don't listen to me. We could be further from the truth. Now consider other forms of religious service, such as pastoral visits, visiting patients in hospitals, disaster relief, Kingdom Hall maintenance, or construction and other volunteer activities. In the last 4 weeks, approximately how many hours have you spent on other forms of religious service? Enter the number below. Huh? What? We totally listen to you, Wally? No one listens to me. You guys are rebellious. I don't know what you'd be rebelling from. Some sort of fake thing. In the past, did you help others in the following ways? Material assistance, for example, giving food and clothing. I wonder if they'll ask, because I haven't actually, I'll be completely honest, I didn't go through every one of these questions yet. I wonder if they'll ask if they received help from the organization, like financial assistance. Because this is asking, in the past, did you help others? So, did you give financial assistance to others? Now thinking of those who are not Jehovah's Witnesses. In the last 4 weeks, which type of people who are not Jehovah's Witnesses did you help in practical ways? Okay, my theory might be completely debunked. Because Jehovah's Witnesses would not want this question. Oh, no, well, I guess because it is always coming up that they don't help the wider community. Right? Now this one's got me thinking. Thinking of those who are not Jehovah's Witnesses. Who have you helped? Why would they have this in here? I helped a relative. I helped a friend. I helped a neighbor. I helped a schoolmate or a work colleague. I helped a stranger. I helped another type of person. All right. I helped a refugee or an immigrant. I helped a person who I met through the ministry. Yeah, I'm with you, Sig. I gotta be honest. I feel like this one's going to be a lie, but well, why I titled the video the way I did? If it's not a lie, it might just be an elaborate deception. Because what do Jehovah's Witnesses consider helping people? Their ministry? Their good conduct? They think being an example, their good conduct is, beneficial because other people. Hey, Ryan, what's going on? Lee R. Ryan, honestly, you missed absolutely nothing. Yeah, there was technical difficulties for the first 20 minutes. Then I had to end stream and restart it. You did miss a crazy sidebar, courtesy of Jane Spitfire, where we talked about whether or not you're supposed to pray before you have sex. Our conclusions were that because you pray before you eat, you maybe should pray before you have sex, depending on the type. And now you're here. You're all caught up. So welcome. Welcome, welcome. You were wondering what happened because I saw the live, then it was gone. Yep, that's what happened. Shoutouts to Pickles. Okay. Religious involvement and effects. In the past 12 months, which of the types of ministry have you done? Door-to-door, letter writing, telephone, literature carts, prison, business, informal. Oh, Eric, you missed that. Sorry, Eric. Just catching everyone up to speed. Oh, God. When you think about the ministry, to what extent do you agree or disagree with the following? The ministry brings me satisfaction. Does it, though? The ministry does not seem worthwhile. I wonder how many people will answer this, because I pioneered for 10 years. And if I answered that honestly, like I knew I wasn't going to be struck by lightning and I wasn't going to get blasted by the elders. I knew, not in the back of my mind, but in the front of my mind. Like it was intimately something that I often thought about, that the whole thing was a waste of time. And I would make stuff up too. I'm like, oh, I have a Bible study to go on. And I would go to a coffee shop and read a book. I would go to a movie. I would just go to a movie in the middle of the day and just tell people, oh, I got some return visits I'm going on. And I knew, like, I just tricked myself into continuing to pioneer. Like, why the heck do you keep showing up to do this, to do the ministry when it goes nowhere? You know that it does nothing. And it turns out that the entire religion is performative. It's all about how you are perceived. So as long as you show up to that meeting for service, it doesn't matter. You've done the good thing. Everyone likes you. Everything's cool. And then you can just pop off and go read a book. My grandfather was a respected elder. He clearly hated service. We would drive for an hour and do 2 visits, take a break, and then go home. Yeah, that's the way to do it. That was the actual way to do it. Okay, the elders require everyone to participate in the door-to-door ministry. Interesting that they say the elders. 3 shows who are not religious using social media would be better than talking to them in person. What the heck? I missed this one. Wait, hold up. I'm going to screenshot some of these for a later day. Sorry, you guys can't see me screenshotting. I'm just doing a little screenshotting. I loved going out in the field service with people who took 2 breaks. Yeah. The only thing that people enjoy going out in service is when you get to hang out with your friends, because service with someone that you don't like is the most miserable experience in the whole universe. If you have people that you just don't get along with, oh my lord, that is the longest day of your life. You're going out with your friends. You're hanging out. You're laughing. You're driving for 45 minutes to go do those 2 return visits. You're listening to music. You're just hanging out with your friends. Like, it's fine. Rummage sales too? You're a bad witness. That's how you get demons. Anyway, let's stay on point. Using social media. Do you think that this is like an actual thing that the organization would consider? Would Watchtower actually consider using social media? And when Older would go and serve for 10 minutes and then it was time for a coffee break? Yep. And circuit overseers were like that. Chilling, you think that they would actually consider using social media? So like what platforms? Because I know in the Robert Hendricks era of the Public Information Department, they had the whole Twitter campaign where they had people begging reporters to write positive news stories and flooding them all the time on Twitter. But they've kind of stopped that for the most part. I think they would, absolutely, but it'd be like special metro. That sentence could go a couple different ways. Yep, Tim Wilpass got me. Can I? Okay. They'd have to turn the comments off. Hi, might be Phil? Who else might you be? Hello, Jacob Vaughn. Start your time, then donuts and coffee. Yeah, pretty much. I think they will, but not for a while. And it will start as ads. That's an interesting one, Piano Man. So like just running ads on TikTok? Because I get those all the time. On YouTube and on, well, that's the only real social media that I use. But on YouTube, I'll get like religious ads. Because of my channel, I think YouTube thinks I'm a very hyper-religious person. Which is funny. I don't know. I don't know if I could see them ever actually using social media. Using social media, that would be cringy. Yeah. Kind of hope to see it for a good chuckle. I know, like, what would that actually look like? Like, that would be pretty silly. Maybe they would do, like, their little skits and stuff. I don't know. I would be kind of curious. If we know how bad they are at producing little movies and things, I don't know, man. I don't know. It could be pretty funny. I'm here for it. I liked how they would call all the empty houses dog houses since the people were working. Yet how is that effective use of time? Yeah, Carissa, like the ministry, you would go purposefully almost to not talk to anyone. Like you would, the timing that you do it. That's why they would sometimes talk about, oh, you should do evening witnessing, but no one ever did it. Because you go at 8 in the morning and you pop into someone's house. No one's there. It's very strange. Okay, the ministry helps save lives in the future. I worry about what people will say to me in the ministry. True. That's an interesting question. That's probably the most interesting one that we've had so far. Now I want to know more about situations when someone may have stopped active participation. Here we go. Time to rub our hands together. Okay, this is like the section I find most interesting. So I am going to turn the music up a little bit and then go get a coffee. If that's okay. Can you guys keep yourself entertained for a little bit while I get some coffee? So enjoy, have a little dance, and I'll be right back. And I'll be back. 1 second. We are so back. Bye, Joelle. Hopefully you're still around. What site is this survey from? I don't know. Someone sent it to me. And that's how I got it. Where you can find it online, I couldn't answer that question for you. So, yeah. Ron Pimo. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who that is. Friend of the channel. Friend of mine. Cool dude. Fan of many of the things that I enjoy as well. He sent it to me, so that's how I saw it. Other than that, couldn't tell you. You just spit out your coffee at someone's comment? Can't be bothered. Okay. Now we want to find out more about situations when someone may have stopped active participation with the congregation, later returned to active association with the Jehovah's Witnesses. We would be grateful if you could answer honestly. Well, I would be grateful as well if everyone answered honestly. This gets a little interesting to me, so let's dive in here. How long were you away from the congregation? If you left and returned more than once, reply according to the most recent time. You out there in YouTube land, how many times have you been disfellowshipped? For how long? I want to know. I want to know. Hey, look, it's Dancing God. He's flossing. Thank you, yes, man. Would you rather be, oh boy, would you rather be forced to eat the same thing for every meal for the rest of your life, or eat what you want, but you have to eat a poop sandwich once a month? Dang. I don't think this question's in the survey, but boy howdy, we're gonna answer it. A poop sandwich. Is it my poop? I like how I'm actually considering the poop. I just want to know, is it my poop? Oh, hey, Rod, you're here. How's it going? Because if it's my poop, and I know my diet, it is my poop. It's my own poop. So I feel like I could plan to where, like, I only eat corn. Because, you know, now we're getting a little into the nitty gritty here. But, you know, like, if you eat a lot of corn, you just be pooping straight corn. You could just, like, put that on a taco. It'd be like some corn salsa once a month, and then you could eat anything. You could eat anything rather than being forced to eat the same thing for every meal. Now, alternatively, alternatively, what's the one meal though? Like, is the one meal something delicious? Or is it like oatmeal without any seasoning or flavor? Because then, I don't know about that. Oh, okay, now we're getting answers for this. I was disfellowshipped twice. First time for a year, second time for 15 years. Then last year after being reinstated. Ah, okay. I've never been one. I started following Owen Morgan 10 years ago, and he was posting about some JW stuff. Oh, well, welcome to the Thunderdome, J Pumpkin. Third generation, says Psy, but my mom ended up fading out when I was a teen. Fam is still in, and although I was never baptized, I'm ignored and blocked. That is really crazy. Kevin Desart, I gotta talk to you. I'm on my third disfellowship. Last one with emphasis. Kevin, I am going to call you later today. Deal? Shake my hand. Anyway, you guys can ignore that. Just my own business. Hey, Oliver, what's going on? What is this? This is that goofy ass survey. And then we got talking about a weird question. So we got a little bit derailed. We came in at a weird time for sure. Yeah, it wasn't the best time. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It wasn't the greatest time, but we're gonna lock back in. One gets ignored for simply stopping attending meetings. You are in good company. Yep, that's all you have to do. I wasn't disfellowshipped. Oh, the poop thing was what threw me off. Well, we're not going to go backwards. We're not going backwards. We got to go forward. That is the course and trajectory that we want in life. I can just say your real name, right? Ron Pomo. Like, that's That's just so... It sounds so foul to say Ron Pomo. For some reason, it irritates me. Because a couple people were asking... Okay, you do shake on it. Because people were asking where they could find this, and I figured you could tell them. Most people know it these days. That was not a affirmative answer to the question that was asked, so come on now, lock it in. Oh god. Oh, Lance, public reproof, private reproof, disfellowshipped. You should actually come on a live stream, Lance. It was fun having Alyssa on. We should do a Lance cam. Okay, well, I'm just going to continue until I get the answers I'm looking for. Some people's actions or attitudes toward Jehovah's Witnesses may change when not part of the congregation. How far are the following true of your experience? I stopped praying. This is the first question that an elder will ask you if you get called into the back room to answer for any of your crimes against humanity. This is the first thing that will be asked of you. How's your prayer? When was the last time you prayed, brother? It is every single time I've ever been counseled, they've always opened with that line. Anyway, weird rant. I stopped reading the Bible. I still believed Jehovah's Witness main teaching. I felt I was not good enough to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I wanted to experience a different way of life. I stayed away because of my personal conduct. Hey, MJ, what's going on, dude? I had friends with negative views. This song is annoying me. So we're changing it. And we're back. I stayed away because of my personal conduct. I had friends with negative views of Jehovah's Witnesses. I joined online groups that criticized Jehovah's Witnesses. I started distancing myself from those in the congregation before I left. I continued attending meetings at the Kingdom, although I was less active in the congregation. I joined another religion for a time. I attended another place of worship. I explored other spiritual practices for a time without following any particular religion. I think this one is pretty telling. I joined online groups that criticize Jehovah's Witnesses. Carissa, Wally, how are you doing? Good. I got a second cup of coffee. I feel energized. My mind is free of any clogging at the moment. So yeah, we're chilling. Although no longer a witness, do you miss any parts of it? Sometimes I think that I miss my family, but then I remind myself that they're kind of jerks. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of fake and phony. And I know it's easy to just forgive that and say, oh, well, you know, they're meant to be that way, or they're told to be that way, or, you know, they're being controlled. But for my situation, for my family, they go beyond what the organization actually does. So they have like a whole different level and a whole different game that they play when it comes to the treatment of myself. So for me, the only thing I can think of that I would miss is maybe some of the social circle. But then I kind of talk myself off that ledge because those friends, that family, was not really doing a whole lot for me anyway. So, I don't know. I don't really miss anything. Well, there it is. Can't put it in a super chat somehow, huh? Okay, yeah, interesting question. Moving right along. While away from the congregation, did your relationships become closer, more distant, or stay the same with the following people? Inside the congregation, people you worked with, friends who were not Jehovah's Witnesses. That's kind of interesting because I think people would naturally... So for those of you that said you were disfellowshipped, I guess you could answer this. Did you start making friends with normal people, worldly people? Or did you stay away from that? Did it like strengthen the relationship with people in your workplace or anything like that? I am genuinely curious for my own sake. Sam, Gab, hello. Hi. I haven't said hello. I haven't said hello to you either. Am. Hello. I'm an ex-ministerial servant, pioneer, Bethelite in New Zealand. Haven't gone public yet, but been silently out about 6 years. Wondering if I should tell my story. Of course. What do you think I'm going to say? Of course you should tell your story, dude. Like, 100%. You do it, do it, do it. Lee, yes you did? Yeah, I missed out on a social life, but see now I would have been more normal if not a JW. Can at least be a human now at work. Yeah, for sure. You can just be a normal person. I became way closer with the friends I had kept guilty, close despite being worldly. Exactly. I basically have no friends, but like 2 that aren't witnesses. One is my best friend or boyfriend. 3 congregations, 2 languages, all the same? Huh? Except for the text I see on here a few times. I'm sorry, Sten. Shout out to Sten. I asked my elder brother if it's better to associate with Catholics or Mormons rather than ex-JWs. That's such a fire question, Oliver. I like the way your mind works. That is such a banger question to ask someone. Is it better to associate with Catholics? See, well, you should have written this study. Like, okay, as a current believing Jehovah's witness, do you think it's better to associate with Catholics, Mormons, or ex-Jehovah's Witnesses? That would be the real data that we're actually looking for. Am I right? And this is supposed to be researching Canadians as well. My folks are in their 80s, very devout, and they'd shun me if I got removed or disassociated. They need my help, which is why I haven't. Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of times, even if you are an evil apostate, when witnesses just simply need help and they realize they're not going to get it from people in the congregation and they're not going to get it from the organization, they'll still come crawling back, irregardless of whatever stance you take. It's not me giving you like advice or anything. I'm just saying it's something to consider, because time and time and time again, I have had people make comments. I have had people send me DMs and emails, whatever the case is, that they were ignored for 20 years, completely shunned, and the day that their family needed their help, they came running back to them like, oh, well, can you help us now that we're older and we, lived our entire lives for this organization? Now we need help, and the organization isn't there for them. Something to consider, something to think about, but I think it's shocking how many have that situation. Random thing. I'm out for a live interview. My ex-mother-in-law talks to me. Maybe I missed some context here. MJ, you've never spoken to a Mormon? But I'm sure polygamy would be a fascinating topic, as I'm a freak. We already had the sex talk earlier in the live stream. We've moved past that. So we've had our potty jokes, we've had our sex talk, and we're moving on. Okay, anyway. Let us move things right along, because we got a lot to do. So, and thinking of the time you were not part of the congregation, how often did congregants interact with you in the following ways? I think I talked about this in my video. I think I read this part. They acknowledged me with a non-verbal gesture, such as a nod or brief eye contact or holding the door. They avoided making eye contact. They did not include me in conversations. They spoke with me briefly. Their facial expressions were warm. Their expressions were neutral. Their expressions were critical. What they don't have in here is they yelled at me and told me I was satanic and following Satan and I just wanted to sin and become a prostitute and do drugs. Why isn't that is what actually happens. You have been corrupted by Satan himself. You are a member of, your mouth is the mouth of a demon. Like, this does not, like, they did not include me in conversations, or they gave me a nod, or they avoided eye contact. Doesn't even begin to touch the scope of what it's like when you are disfellowshipped, especially if it's for a reason, like a doctrinal reason, if you leave for that. Sorry, I'm up for a live interview. I'm close to my Peony ex-wife family, but not my own. I'll make a good contact. Send me an email. We'll talk. On a side note, I love the channel What's Next for Wally. I think my parent... What's next for Wally? Cult Deep Dives is next for Wally. I'm going mainstream. I'm going big time. I'm opening up the portal to all the other goofy, crazy cults in the world. But I'm doing it on a separate channel. So, we're doing it. See you, chillin'. I'll talk to you later. I'll try and get with you later today as well. Yeah, I look forward to it as well. I think it'll be good fun. I think I can take everything that I've learned from YouTube over the last 4 years and use that to create something pretty cool. So, looking back at my early videos to like where the channel is now, it is night and day. I cringe my face off when I look at those old videos, but it was a journey. And sometimes life is about the journey, and it's not about being perfect initially. It's about doing the thing. Sometimes you just got to step out and do the thing. Yeah, I don't know if the whole world is ready for my skits, but you know what? They're going to happen anyway. Okay, now thinking about your motivations to return. I wanted a closer relationship with God. No. I missed association with my family. 100%. I missed association with friends in the congregation. Remember your old outfits? Oh boy. Yeah, I was a mess back then. I've got some deep info on Kent Hovind's creationism, much to my deep embarrassment. Interesting. Your memorial intro lives rent-free in my mind. I'll be honest, those memorial videos slap so hard. Yeah, they're pretty great, I think. I decided the witnesses' life was better. Witnesses who were family members encouraged me to return. I'm sure they did. Witnesses outside my family encouraged me to return. Congregation elders. I needed support from the community at that point in my life. But now you had a glow up. Yeah, I definitely feel much better internally. And I think that comes out externally as well. I'm glad you aren't a cart crasher like some other XJWs. I feel bad for the masses in the halls for being misled in the hypocrisy of the branch, but don't feel the need to crash carts. Yeah, I'm unconvinced of the efficacy of that, personally. I suppose that cart crashing is probably a spectrum. So maybe there is some nuance there. You know what I mean? The engine. We want Amber Scora in the channel, Wally. Who's Amber Scora? I don't want to go to a relative's baptism. What's your advice? Go to a concert. Go on a date. Get sick. Watch Doctor Who. Have to relace your shoes. Have to polish your silver. You need to clean your shower. Have to clip your dog's nails. Yeah, I would say make up any excuse possible, but if you give me a little more info, maybe I could be a little more exact in or understand what you're asking. I was relieved at first they did not talk to me. Amber Scora is an XJW who worked as a missionary in China, but woke up during the process. I've actually been to China, funnily enough. That sounds fascinating. How do I get in contact with Amber Scora? How does one do such a thing? Are you Amber Scora? Is this you? Is the engine? Do you know of her? Do you know her personally? Is this how we're making the connection? Is it happening live in front of an audience? Not quite sure. We'll get there though. People can stop partaking in a religion in different ways. See, this is the thing, though. When it comes to witnesses, they can't. Stop partaking in Jehovah's Witnesses is getting cut off from everyone. Because if you try and fade, you already know. You already know that it's just like night and day. Like, as soon as I stopped going to meetings, like, as soon as I did, frame one, boom, everyone was gone. It was like a Looney Tunes cartoon. The only thing that was left was their smoking boots. But they had all run away. Hey, Rick, and I grew up in a Spanish-speaking congregation. It's so crazy how culty the words sounded when I would talk to English JWs. Oh, that's interesting. You'd much rather listen to me? Yeah. Sorry for the redundancy, but is the current theory that the org created this survey and then made it look like it was the current theory? I mean, that is going to be on a person-by-person basis. Hey, Jasmine. Wow. I don't know why I was, like, debating between calling it Jasmine or Jasmine. Yeah. We'll just do this back. Yeah, so you get it. I tried fading, it didn't work. 85% of the family and all the community I ever knew were gone. Enter quote from Shawshank Redemption. Classic. Yeah, I don't know what everyone's opinion is, but my opinion on it is that it's pronounced the same, Jasmine, yeah. My opinion on it is, like, this was absolutely 100% done with Cessner and the Public Information Department. And it's just masquerading as something more than that. Or not more than that, but different than that. Amber has a book, Leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses. Was good. She was on a couple shows a while back. Oh, okay. The engine seems to have disappeared, but I'm sure someone with a reasonable work ethic wouldn't have too much trouble getting a hold of her. That sounds interesting, though. Okay, moving right along. I stopped attending meetings. I stopped participating in the organized public ministry. I was removed. I formally notified the elders that I did not wish to be known as a Jehovah's Witnesses. That's only relevant because of this section. The next section contains a list of statements that relate to your feelings about your interactions with members of your religious group during this period. So during when you weren't a Jehovah's Witnesses. Others in my congregation ignored me. Always. Others in my congregation left the area when I entered the hall. Often. I noticed others would not look at me. Always. Others refused to talk to me at the Kingdom Hall because they were told to. I was included in conversations at the Kingdom Hall. I wonder how much recency bias will be included in these results. After you return to the congregation, how far do the following describe your interactions? I was warmly welcomed back. The witnesses remained distant from me. The witnesses included me as part of the congregation. Again, the witnesses took a long time before they accepted me again into the congregation. How was y'all's experience? My experience, like, when someone came back, it was pretty much open arms. Like, while they were gone, don't look at them, pretend like they don't exist, because they're less than human. Wow, this song is annoying. Every once in a while we get, like, some wackadoo nonsense. As soon as I notice it, then it gets irritating. I think it was easier to fade back in the day because my mom was never disfellowship. She literally got away with everything, even blood transfusions for my brother. You think it was easier to fade back in the day? Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What do you mean by back in the day? Okay, we're 2 for 2 on the terrible songs. All right. Do you currently live, or have you ever lived in the same home with someone in your family, such as a parent, spouse, child, sibling who was removed or disassociated from the congregation? Hey, Kate Edwards, but when you're reinstated, you're still marked. Yeah, there's kind of a weird little in-between thing that happens for some people. And yeah, I think it would probably vary depending on congregation, how well you were known, and like what it was that you did. It also depends on like if people were jealous of you, I suppose. Like if you went out and had a relationship with someone, or you just had sex and they were like, man, I want to do that. And 6 months later you turn around and you're back in the congregation. I can imagine a lot of people being very jealous of that, because that's something that they want for themselves but can't. And they're almost angry that you were able to make it back before Armageddon came, because a Jehovah's Witness would much rather wag their finger than open their arms, in my experience. Maybe it's different for you, but I think those goobers are so judgmental, and they like failure. They like to see things go wrong for people, because it validates their experience. But I could be wrong. Okay, yeah, we already got this. Do you live? So this is the section talking about if you live with someone who is removed. So how far do the following describe your relationship with a family member who was removed or disassociated? If there were more than one family member, then answer about your relationship with the person most recently removed. So we had less in common to talk about or do together. We still showed that we care about one another. I tried to act normally, but my family member seemed uncomfortable around me. My family member wanted little or nothing to do with me. I continued caring for my family member's needs. I tried not to let my disappointment in my family member's behavior dominate our relationship. Interesting. Huh. I feel like this is going to be different for everyone, because this is something that actually happens behind closed doors that Watchtower can't necessarily control. Hello, the YouTube review. I hate the term removed. They were not removed, they were disfellowshipped. Only a newly removed person now falls under that. Yeah, it's just semantics. It's like, because it's like, it's what it is, not what you call it. Like, what is the thing? Thinking back to the last time you encountered a person who was removed or disassociated from the congregation, did you interact with them? Can't really remember. Why did you choose to interact with a person who was removed or disassociated from the congregation? Interesting. We lived in the same house, so we had to regularly deal with each other. We were related and had family matters to discuss. We were related and had regular dealings with each other, though we did not live in the same house. We were close friends. I wanted to say just a few words to be polite. I wanted to help the person come back to the congregation. The person was in distress and needed help. I did not agree with the elder's decision. I believe it was what Jehovah wanted me to do. Yeah, because like, how do you defend the shunning? It's so against what Jesus, I mean, not that I can speak for Jesus or I know what, but from what you read in the Bible and understand most Christians to mean by that, I feel like you have to edit that part of the Bible out, or edit that part of Christianity out, in order to come to the conclusion that you should never talk to someone. So I feel like people would, if they were answering honestly, say, I believed it was what Jehovah wanted me to do. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Why did you choose? Notice how they keep using this, why did you choose? As if it was a choice for people. Why did you make the personal choice not to interact with the person who was removed? I wanted to respect the elder's decision. I didn't want trouble from the elders. Yep. I wanted to follow the scripture about not greeting the person, even though the governing body decided they were going to change that scripture. I knew for a fact that the person was doing bad things. I heard the person was doing bad things. I didn't want to get into a debate about their situation. What does that mean? How would you debate about their situation? Huh. I don't really get that one. I hope the person would miss my friendship and want to come back. Bad things like what? Drinking coffee and being a Mormon? I didn't want to be influenced by the person's bad attitude. I believed it was what Jehovah wanted me to do. Sorry. Yeah, that's okay. You said what was going on in my mind. All these questions are assumptive. Yeah. I feel like this section in particular needs a section where you can wait, tell us if this was a reason or if this was not a reason. I feel like this needs like a paragraph that you can write out. Because I feel like everyone's experience is going to be pretty different here. I still don't understand. I didn't want to get into a debate about their situation. Like, what is there to debate about? Hey, Dwayne Styles. Hey, Wally, happy Friday. You are the man. Well, I am a man. So you're mostly right. Yeah, it's JW terminology. And I understand like a researcher would probably make themselves familiar with JW lingo. Like that tracks, that makes sense. But yeah. Maybe it's more I wanted to avoid confrontation. Yeah, oh, okay, I see. I guess like that makes more sense. Like bad influence could be eating blood sausage. It's so varied and meaningless. Yeah. Yeah, what is bad influence? Is it a rated R movie? Is it a violent video game? Is it getting a blood transfusion? Is it not taking care of the brakes on your car? There's a billion rules you could mess up. With persons who have been removed from the congregation, how important are the following reasons for how you choose to interact with them? I should follow the elder's decision. Hey, Penny. I do not want the person to think I approve of serious wrongdoing. I want to make the person feel pain or shame. Yikes. I want my interactions to help the person to come back. I believe that limiting the interaction is right according to Bible principles. It depends on who is watching. It depends on whether I have to deal with that person as a family member or a workmate. It depends on the attitude and behavior of the person. I'm pretty certain that this is just going to be... Wait, what? My ex wouldn't allow our goldfish to eat bloodworms? I swear, I've been doing this for how many years now, and people will still make comments that absolutely just blow my brain. That is insane. That is actually insane. Man, the witnesses are weird. It's that old thinking, though. You know, once you convince yourself that 2 + 2 is 17, man, all kinds of weird stuff can happen inside the mind. Like your mind just like opens up this waterfall of nonsense. Oh God. Okay, considering the recent changes regarding the persons who were removed from the congregation, how much do you agree or disagree with the following statements? I will avoid interactions. Why? I will reach out to former witnesses I know to encourage them to return to the congregation. This was exactly what happened with most people whenever they made the change. A lot of people started getting messages from their old friends and family. I will greet former witnesses who come to the Kingdom Hall to worship. It will depend on the attitude and behavior of the person. They said it out loud. Changes. Yeah, they definitely said it out loud. So, considering the recent changes. Medical perceptions. Oh boy, thank you for your participation so far. We appreciate the insight you are sharing. You are now about halfway through the survey. We're going to ask you some questions on medical perceptions. I think we'll start speeding it up a little bit, but I mean, if y'all are having fun, we'll take as much time as we need. I don't know why your comments aren't... Wally, did you know a new mom breastfeeds her infant? Blood is in the milk. Yeah. Technically Rutherford? Huh. What Russell would say if he would see the mess he created. Yeah, what would... it's kind of like... I think it's like, what would Noor say if he saw the mess he had created? I feel like Noor would be super proud of the organization where it is now. Because that mother sucker right there, he was a corporate man, and he made this organization just insufferable. What is topic? Penny Hoskins. The topic is me talking to you about a survey from the Sheffield University where they are surveying Jehovah's Witnesses. If you haven't seen my previous video that was uploaded yesterday, you might be a little bit lost, but hey, stick around after the stream is done. Watch that one. That'll get you up to speed. It is 23 minutes of me talking about this in the most succinct, efficient way I knew how. Hope I did good. Okay, medical perceptions. Let's go for it. Doctors care about their patients. Okay, people should seek medical treatment when they are sick. People must follow the doctor's instructions unconditionally. People must follow the doctor's instructions unconditionally. Okay. People should consult with different specialists before making an important decision about medical treatment. People should carefully choose which treatment they will accept and which they will refuse. Parents have the responsibility to take care of their children's health and well-being. Parents should seek the best treatment for their children. People should only pray to God to heal them. Huh? You talk in a succinct way? You know what, Pumpkin? You know, you're so true. But you're not supposed to tell me that. It might hurt my feelings. Oh god, yeah. Me and being succinct just never have gotten along too well. Been 25 years, no friends have called despite my number being the same and no shepherding calls. Well, you must have gone out in a blaze like I did. If your doctor recommended the following treatments, how likely or unlikely is it that you would accept them? Chemo, dialysis, radiotherapy, antidepressant medication, organ transplant, blood transfusion, vaccination, transfusion alternatives. You like the background music? Cool. I think we all kind of know where that answer is going. Maybe, I really hope that they just get rid of the blood doctrine. It can just go away. Like, it's completely unnecessary at this point in time. Well, if he wants me to have 3 kidneys, who am I to argue? I mean, he is a medical professional. If he says you need 3 of them bitches, then slap another one in there. You know what I'm saying? You might save it for a rainy day, essentially. It's like you, instead of like putting it in a fridge somewhere, just put it to good use. Faded by very effectively. Yeah, that'll do it. Hey, Arnaldo. Pimo from Guatemala here. Missing my regional convention and being here instead. Trust. You are not missing anything from that convention. It is, other than a couple of the things that I made videos about, not that interesting. Really boring. Maybe one of the most boring conventions I have seen since leaving the organization. But I said that last year. The whole Jesus drama was going to ruin their conventions forever. That whole thing is such a disaster. It is so laughably boring. Not even ex-witnesses want to laugh at it. No one wants to watch that. I can't imagine that witnesses are going to be excited about it. Hey, Ionison. Honestly, they have way too much blood on their hands to remove the blood doctrine. That's what I always fall back to. I agree with you that it would just be so embarrassing for them to do it. But maybe if they don't change it entirely, we know they'll never come out and say they were wrong. Maybe they'll water down the policy so much that it's just, hey, personal decision. What can we say? Eric Cartman. He knows the vibes. See you, Oliver. Have a good one. He says, hit that like button for Wally. Appreciate you. Okay. Do you carry a signed witness statement that you do not want medical treatment using blood, such as a DPA? Yes. I ripped my no blood card up during the last Wally live video. Oh, you did? Congratulations. Good job. I burned mine when I went camping. It was cool. If your doctor recommended the following treatments for your child, how likely or unlikely is it that you would accept them? I think people will have a lot of bravado here, but in the moment, boots on the ground, I genuinely think that they are giving their kid a blood transfusion. If no one knows about it, HEPA laws are in place. You just keep it a secret. Don't tell anyone. I don't see any reason why someone is going to sit there and watch their child. They're told to. Yes, and that's on the organization. The fact that someone has to be so brave as to break that trust that they have with the organization, think that they might be putting their child or themselves in danger of receiving the blessing of paradise and everlasting life just to save the kid. All of that's on the organization. But I think in that moment, most people. Yeah, they may. And not everyone. And there are people that don't. There are absolutely people that don't. Is it just E's? E? I mean, like when I said, like my cologne I'm wearing is like Yves Saint Laurent. Is it just E? E-A? I don't know how to pronounce his name. I have a long-time friend and love interest stuck in the JW. Oh, okay, we're getting spicy. Sometimes I'm angry, sad, hopeful for her awakening, but recently I have been praying and cursing the governing body using Matthew 18:18. Okay, you got me. You got me. Truly I say to you men, whatever things you may bind on earth will be things bound in heaven, and whatever things you may loose on earth will be things loosed in heaven. Again I say to you, if two of you on earth agree concerning anything of importance that they should request, it will take place for them due to my Father in heaven. For where there are 2 or 3 gathered together in my name, I am in their midst. You curse them using that? Did I read that wrong? Matthew 18:18. Whatever things you may bind on earth will be things bound in heaven. Oh, so like they're gonna get their comeuppance with God? I think I get you. I got you. You still have this one? Of course. My favorite Bible. Hey, Spiritual Truth Quest. I never know if I can actually say your guys' name. Just here to show some love for me. Yeah. I hope you guys have a fabulous Friday, the 13th. Well, I didn't realize it was bind them. I know, it was getting kinky in there. Reading as he is at a Kingdom Hall. Yeah, pretty much. Wally, write a book where the 2 main characters are anti-versions of Caleb and Sophia. Yes, E. And pronounced like Adam and Eve. Eve, okay. Adam and Eve? E, okay. So like the cologne as well. Just keep doing that. That's what I was banking on. Shoutouts to E. Man, I need to get a sponsorship. I keep like plugging products that I like for no reason. I need to get on this. Yves Saint Laurent, if you're watching this, let's get on it. Let's get this together. I want my own scent. Could you imagine a Wally scent? That'd go huge. Okay, we have lost the plot entirely, and it is my fault. Thinking of your eldest child. Okay, we got a little maintenance to do here. Thinking of your eldest child in particular. Okay, well, we're gonna see how this works. Oh, see, I didn't have to change anything. Dang it. Now it's all cattywampus. Oh well. Yeah, I wish you good luck with waking her up. It's only a matter of time, honestly. If a doctor says that your child's life would be seriously in danger if a blood transfusion were not permitted, would you give your consent to a blood transfusion, or would you not give your consent? I am so painfully curious what the answer to this question is for Jehovah's Witnesses. I have my opinion, but I know what they'll say. I think it would be really scary if I was the researcher doing this and I had like an overwhelming percentage of people, like 90% of them say, yep, nope, I would not give my consent. In this situation, which of the following would affect your decision not to give consent for a blood transfusion for your child? I would want to respect his or her personal wishes. I would follow my own conscience related to abstaining from blood. I would seek a medical doctor who is expert in bloodless and medical treatments. I would doubt that the doctor could guarantee that a blood transfusion could save my child. Don't know, prefer not to say. This is like the scary portion of Watchtower's whole thing. Wally scent is Ode to Disfellowship, a cologne that smells worldly and won't ever neglect you. What have you just said, Carissa? What have you just said? I feel like a lot of parents would say that, of course, I'd allow my child a blood transfusion to save their life. But in the moment, with the pressure of the elders there, they wouldn't do it. I think the opposite. I would want to respect his or her personal choice is such a crazy thing to say, knowing that you've indoctrinated that child from birth not to accept it. And it's really easy for a child to be reflective of the thing that you give them. You know what I mean? Like, clap your hand. It's like a dog almost. You know, you clap your hands and you get them to do the trick. Blind Dave, my 2-year-old sister was almost by my parents because of blood. They wouldn't sign a piece of paper that said if there was an emergency, they could use it. And then my dad bragged about it. That is the crazy part, is people will brag about putting their children in danger when they are so delusional. Those ones that in the moment would allow their child to not get medical care. They will brag about it. Like, get your head around that. Like, really get your head around that concept. That there are human beings walking around on planet Earth that will shake their fists in the air and do a little, they'll start flossing and hitting the gritty because they were willing to be more faithful to an organization than to their own child. If that doesn't scare you, then your constitution is different than mine. Anyway, one of the most interesting questions in this whole survey, I think. Thank you for cooperation so far. We'd like to ask you some questions about social values. Value men better than women. Value men and women equally. Value women better than men. This is one that they'll try and haul out for sure. Why is this? Boom. Okay. Ooh, that was a good yawn. How are we doing? Should we keep pressing on and go through the entirety of this thing? How many people are still here? I don't even know how many people are still watching. Probably like 4. It's fine. Ugh. Okay, a bit of 81. Well, okay, we'll keep going. If there's enough people here watching, I say we just keep going. Yes, please. I don't want to go read it. Okay, fair enough. 81 of us. Okay. We'll press on. We'll press on. Let's do the thing. People can vary in their beliefs about work and family. How do you feel about the following statements? Do you agree with them or disagree? When jobs are scarce, men should have more right to a job than women. All right. When jobs are scarce, employers should give priority to people of this country over immigrants. If a woman earns more money than her husband, it's almost certain to cause problems. Homosexual couples are as good parents as other couples. It is a... What is happening with this? I wonder what the data is going to look like for Jehovah's Witnesses answering these questions. Holy moly. This will be a real moment. It is a duty towards society to have children. Adult children have the duty to take care of their elderly parents. People who don't work turn lazy. Work is a duty towards society. Work should always come first, even if it means less spare time. That's when people say they're frustrated that Jehovah's Witnesses can't vote, I think about what their responses to these types of questions would be, and I'm thinking, maybe it's for the best. Maybe it's just for the best that they go and sit quietly. And I honestly, I wish more religions would just not allow their members to vote. If I'm completely honest, I think that would be an overall net positive. Okay, below is a list of various groups of people. Could you please indicate any that you would not like to have as neighbors? Drug addicts? Probably not great. People of a different race to your own? All right. Immigrants or foreign workers? All right. Homosexuals? All right. Unmarried couples living together? How would you know? Heavy drinkers? How would you know? How are they going to work out the immigrant foreign workers, the homosexuals, the unmarried couples living together, and the heavy drinkers, even the drug addicts? The only one I feel like you could be able to work out and know if they were your neighbor is people of a different race to your own. And that might not even be entirely obvious. Are you... Real pumpkin. See this. I am home on disability to heal from surgery, and my lack of work has me renovating the house. Nice work. In Bethel, your neighbor is definitely a heavy drinker. Yeah, true. True, they are. Okay, and thinking about the role of women within the Jehovah's Witness community, how far do you agree or disagree? Guys, let's hear it. Women are less valued than men in the congregation. They are. They are less valued. That is a true statement. It's not a question of whether you agree or disagree. It's an objective fact. Men and women are considered equally important among Jehovah's Witnesses. No, they aren't. This is not a question meant for an opinion. This is a question of fact. And we already know the answer. It bothers me that women are not allowed to be elders. It should. It should bother you. Read the dang Bible and you will find instances of women having power and control over men. Oh boy. Jehovah's Witness husbands and wives are taught to show mutual honor and respect. Yeah, they are. Jehovah's Witness men learn the importance of being involved in housework and raising their children. I mean, if you go by my coffee cup hypothesis, they're not. A family and cultural background can affect how some witnesses view the roles of men and women. 100%. What is your personal attitude towards members of the following groups? Catholics. Can't choose, very negative. Well, okay, very negative. Jehovah's Witnesses, very positive. Jews. Let's see. What do Jehovah's Witnesses think of Jews? Probably neither positive nor negative. Just like right in the middle. Mormons. Probably somewhat negative, but there's like a little bit. You know, like that sympathy that you have for Mormons when you're a witness? Like they rock up to your door, or you see them when you're preaching. It's like a mutual understanding that you're both suffering. That you're both like have this social gun held to the back of your head where you're like, don't mess up or else you're going to lose everyone. So if maybe your attitude towards Mormons is actually somewhat positive. Thoughts? Muslims? I don't know if I had any distinct particular thoughts about Muslims while I was a Jehovah's Witness. Did we get any definite answer as to the purpose of this survey? There is a stated objective of the survey, and I think each individual that's looking at the situation could probably come up with their own ideas to infer upon the shenanigans that are happening before us. Non-believers, they are very negative. Atheists, very negative. Oh dear, I'm eating lunch right now, and I got one of my pet frogs out so I could walk around on the counter, and it tried to jump into the Doritos bag. Now she's hiding underneath it. Well, you have pet frogs? That's cool. Well, East is still over here. Don't the French eat frogs? Okay, we won't get into that. How important do you think it is that a person marry someone who shares their religious belief? I think we know that answer. Suppose a law was passed which requires you to go against your religious principles and teachings. Which of the following would you do? Definitely follow your religious principles. Yep, I have 5. They're all named after hobbits. That's cute. If you get a 6th frog, can you name it Wally? Just saying. Not after me, but, you know, for a friend. For Jehovah's Witnesses, trust is placed in Jehovah. However, in the next questions, the word trust is used as shorthand for your view of people in general. Huh. For Jehovah's Witnesses, trust is placed in Jehovah. We don't want music with freaking words. The app is currently popped up in another window. Oh, Lord. You mentioned in your video that the survey is suffering from a sample bias. That may be true unless the Watchtower wants to know what active JWs think. Yeah, good point. Type in Chill Step. I don't have the premium version of Pretzel Rocks. So I just hit the play button and this is what's happening because it's $20 a month and I'm cheap. What a strange way to start a question. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that was thinking this. I was like, is no one else going to mention how weird this is? For Jehovah's Witnesses, trust is placed in Jehovah. Jehovah. Like, how is this not written by Watchtower? However, the next question, the word trust, like, okay, guys, we need you to understand that we're not taught when we're using the general word trust that everyone is familiar with in the universe. But we know Jehovah's Witnesses are only going to trust in Jehovah. Like, that's crazy. What is going on? I saw your post and I was in shock. Which one? The one where... Well, anyway. Hi, Nancia. I trust Zeus, Thor, Father Christmas, Jehovah, and all other made-up characters equally. Hell yeah. Okay, anyway, let's figure out what this is. Generally speaking, would you say that people can be trusted, or that you can't be too careful in dealing with people? People can almost always be trusted. People can usually have to be careful. How often do the following statements true for you? I consult my family before making an important decision. That was such a weird question. Huh. Well, have you read the book Bloodlines of the Illuminati by Fritz Springmeier? I'll be completely honest with you. Illuminati really does not interest me at all. It's just not something that excites me. But if you like it, cool. Even when I strongly disagree with my group members, I avoid an argument. I enjoy working in situations involving competition with others. I enjoy being unique and different from others. I have the feeling that my relationships with others are more important than my own accomplishments. It is important for me to act as an independent person. To what degree are you concerned about the following situations? Losing my job or not finding a job? Poor prospects for my children? Global climate change? Current international conflict? Crime in my neighborhood? That's a clever question to throw in there, because it's like, no, Jehovah's Witnesses are very concerned about the current state of the world. See? Here's proof. Tolerance and rights. Oh, hell yeah. How much discrimination is there for or against the following groups in Canada? I'm guessing that this is like Max Jehovah's Witness. Oh, we're always hated and everyone else gets favors. Charles Taze Russell is mentioned many times in that book. Interesting. Yeah, I am slightly unfamiliar with the whole Illuminati aspect of Russell and his pyramidology. Like, I get the pyramidology thing, the numerology thing. Very curious about all that, but as far as like the specific Illuminati stuff, it's just never really done a lot. Some of those useless questions may be thrown in as fillers. The real questions. Oh, yeah, that's true. How much do you agree or disagree your religious beliefs are tolerated in Canadian society? I mean, are the Canadians really threatening you? Like, come on. Tolerance and rights. Here are a few things that minority religions in different countries may experience. In the past 12 months, have you experienced any of the following? You were treated suspiciously because you are one of Jehovah's Witnesses. You saw mainstream media coverage, such as television or newspaper reports, that you felt misrepresented Jehovah's Witnesses. You saw content on social media, such as YouTube, X, Facebook, or TikTok, that you felt misrepresented Jehovah's Witnesses. This is a good question. Someone outside the religious community expressed sympathy for you over negative media coverage about Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah, that has not happened to anyone. That has not happened to, like, literally no one. Someone insulted you or called you an offensive name because you are a Jehovah's Witness. Isn't calling someone a Jehovah's Witness kind of a insult? Non-witness family members pressured you after they saw social media posts about Jehovah's Witnesses. There you go. Members of your family have cut contact with you because you are one of Jehovah's Witnesses. You were excluded from a social group because you were one of Jehovah's Witnesses. You know for a fact they're going to answer that, and they're going to be like, oh, no, I was excluded. No, people were having a birthday party or a Christmas party. Oh, you got to skedaddle? Okay, I'll see you later. See you next time. Have fun. Do your thing. You were physically threatened because you were one of Jehovah's Witnesses. This song is annoying. You were denied employment because you were one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Your child experienced bullying for religious reasons. You were treated unfairly. Yeah, I think the real thing here is how many people are seeing content from X Witnesses. How many Jehovah's Witnesses are seeing XJW posts? I think Watchtower wants to know. How often is it actually happening? I think that's a pretty big question right there. Interesting. Okay, childhood and parenting. The next questions are about experiences as growing up, as a child growing up, and your own thoughts about raising children. Yeah, social media has a governing body concern. I'm thinking so. As a child growing up, which of the following activities did you take part? Reading books, watching television, video games, sports, music, after-school activities, religious meetings, gifts other than holidays and birthdays, gifts from others at times. Wait. Giving and receiving, sorry. Celebrating birthdays, celebrating national holidays. How many? Why are they curious at how many times? Like, it's just a rule. Like, they can't do it. It'd be 0. 0 of them have done any holidays. All right, see you, Blind Dave. Take care. Have a good one. Take care. We're almost there, Pete. We're almost there. We're actually closing in on it. When thinking back to your time growing up, how far do you agree with the following statements? My parents wanted me to have the same religious beliefs they had. I think this is the best thing that happened for Jehovah's Witnesses is the internet. Yeah, I mean, the best in the sense that it's causing more people to leave because they have access to information, then absolutely. Because before you had to like read old books and take notes and cross-reference things. Now you can just Google stuff and it's like immediate. My parents taught me to think carefully about my life's decisions. My parents tried to control my life's choices. Yep. The values I learned from my parents have helped me as an adult. Cool. How often do you think the following types of discipline are acceptable? Here we go. Raising your voice, yelling, or scolding. It's never acceptable. Threatening to do something, but not following through. Never acceptable. Depriving them of a possession or a privilege for a while, for example, by grounding them. Sure, why not? Making a point of not speaking to the child. Well, that's not super productive. Pointing a child in a corner or in a room alone for a while. Personal taste. Adding to their chores, such as making the child clean a room or wash the dishes. Making them. That should just be natural. They should be doing that. Hey, hitting with force to cause physical pain. Unacceptable. Praising a child when they do very well. Optimal. Explaining why a behavior is good or bad. Also optimal. To what extent do you agree or disagree with each of the following statements about universities in Canada? Universities have an important role to play in addressing the key challenges the world faces. Universities do not equip graduates with the skills they need to be successful in a career in Canada. How is a Jehovah's Witness going to have any opinion about a university? They're not. Health and well-being. We will move on to your health and well-being. In general, how do you describe your health? Excellent. For each of the following, please select a point on the scale of 1 to 10. Overall, how satisfied are you with your life nowadays? I don't know, probably like a solid 8. Overall, how happy did you feel yesterday? 8. Overall, to what extent do you feel the things that you do in life are worthwhile? 8. Like, if you're a 10, like, I feel like nothing's ever a 10. Overall, how anxious did you feel yesterday? Well, yesterday was pretty chill. How often do you engage in physical exercise? 6 days a week, sometimes 7. I've heard a XJW story that a JW friend of theirs said the 2015 Australian Royal Commission was AI. Imagine how much of a goofy goober you would have to be to come to the conclusion that that was just AI. How often do you drink alcohol nowadays, including drinks you make or brew at home? Every day. How often do you smoke tobacco or e-cigarettes? I wonder how many witnesses will confess that they smoke at all. Family, friends, leisure, politics, work, religion. I feel like more demographic. How often do you agree with? I think that there is a meaning in what I do. I have a task in life. I feel part of a bigger whole. I lead a fulfilled life. I think my life has deeper meaning. Huh. That's deep. Social networks. Thinking about your closest friends. How many are each of the following? How many are also Jehovah's Witnesses? How many have a different religion to you? How many are much younger than you? How many are much older? How many are the same race or ethnicity? How many earn roughly the same? How many share your outlook on life? Huh. If anything were to happen to me, I know I could count on my congregation. When I go through hard times, there are people in my congregation I can talk to. In my congregation, mutual support is an important custom. The elders of my congregation make efforts to integrate all its members and to make them stronger. In the event of an extreme situation such as a natural disaster or war, I know that I can count on my congregation to face the event and move forward. Imagine all of these. Oh, thanks, E. All of these are the congregation, none of the organization. All of them. What does that even mean? Posing this as anonymous and then letting these surveys go to local congregation elders would be diabolical. Hey, James. Huh. That is funny that they just don't even bring up the organization. I wonder if they will at all. The next question is about how you feel about different aspects of your life. For each one, please indicate how often during the past 4 weeks you have felt this way. Okay, guys. We got to talk about our feelings now. You lack companionship. You are isolated from others. You are left out. In the past 12 months, did you or your family receive help from any of Jehovah's Witnesses? See how they never mention the actual the organization? Like, why not ask them, have they received help from Bethel? From a branch office, directly from Mother Watchtower. Spiritual, personal gift, material assistance, assistance with housing, financial assistance. I feel like this is like an easy layup to say that, oh no, Jehovah's Witnesses help each other. But it's like a smokescreen because they don't actually get any type of financial or material assistance from the organization. Hey, Mom. Civic attitudes. People learn what is going on in this country and the world from various sources. For each of the following sources, how often do you use them to obtain information? Newspapers, tele, radio, email, internet, social media, talking to friends or colleagues. Huh. Now considering some forms of civic and legal action that people can take, for each one, how are you? Would you do in the future or not do in the future? Signing a petition? Witnesses aren't allowed to sign petitions, right? Attending a peaceful demonstration, never. Writing a government official to protest religious discrimination. Absolutely. Every day is crazy? Well, I had a lot of work to do. Writing to government, seeking legal remedies if I believe my human rights have been violated. See, MJ. My mental fortitude for going through this is pretty much out as well. When elections take place, do you vote? Never. So we're going to speed run. Have you said that you would never vote? Which of the following applies to you? I do not vote for religious reasons. I do not vote because I don't take a side. I do not vote for other reasons. I do not have the legal right to vote even if I wanted to. All right. I do not know how to vote. Interesting. How far do you agree or disagree with the following statements about political or government matters? I want to help people in this country. I do not take sides. I'm not willing to use weapons against others. I can best serve this country by behaving peacefully and paying my taxes. I choose not to participate in activities that physically harm others. Because I value human life, I am willing to serve this country in ways other than military service. Huh. People have different views about themselves and about how they relate to the world. How close do you feel to your village, your country, humankind as a whole? Demographic questions, demographics. This is about work. How is Wally gaining more watchers this late in? I don't know. They go up and down, but I can't see it because I don't have that tab open, so we're just out here. And that's okay. Sometimes you just gotta do things. During the past year, which was your household's experience? We were able to make savings from our income. We managed to live on our income. We had to spend. One of the following categories, which one best reflects your total income? What is your ethnic origin? This is just demographic stuff. And boom, we did it. Anything important that you'd like to tell us? Not really. Final consent? All that good stuff. We did it. We did it. We did it. Wait, what did that? What?